Yo, what's good, boxing heads and fight fans around the world? B Marsh with another boxing video. So this my post-fight review for this WBO middleweight championship fight between Billy Joe Saunders and Willie El Mongoose Monroe. Well, the first 3 rounds, man, I had to give it to to Billy Joe Saunders. You know what I mean? Billy Joe Saunders was he was landing. He was quicker with the punches. You know what I'm saying? He actually, in my opinion, had the faster hand speed. You know what I'm saying? He was catching, throwing the jab. He was actually landing the jab, which had more effect than Willie Monroe's jab. Willie Monroe was throwing the jab, but he wasn't throwing it with conviction like Billy Joe Saunders was in the first 3 rounds. You know, and Billy Joe Saunders, even at the end of round 3, he landed a nice right cross. That looked like it kind of staggered the man, Willie Monroe. That was at the end of round 3. Round 4 is when Willie Monroe started to pick up, and I gave him round 4. You know, there was an accidental headbutt in round 4 where Willie Monroe clashed heads with Billy Joe Saunders, which left a little gash, and in between what's this guy, Billy Joe Saunders' eye, you know what I mean? But he was more aggressive in that round. He was letting his hands go. He wasn't just being the counter puncher or the back foot fighter. That was the problem with Willie Monroe, and that's why I predicted him to actually lose this fight. You know, the man is not aggressive enough, in my opinion. He wants to be committed as a back foot fighter, but as a back foot fighter still, he's not throwing punches going backwards. You know what I mean? And in between, you know, there was a lot of posturing from Willie Monroe Jr. You know what I'm saying? Where, you know, they're staring at each other, not really throwing hands. Kind of reminded me of that like a 8-second pause between Nicholas Walters and Lomachenko, and they fight, where these guys just looking at each other, not throwing nothing. You know what I'm saying? But round 5 and 6, that's where I thought the fight would start to change. You know, excuse me, round 6 and 7. That's when I started seeing Willie Monroe letting his hands go, punching. Even when he was on the ropes, he was slipping punches, you know what I'm saying? Because Billy Joe was putting the elbows on him, you know what I mean? He was leaning on this guy like Muhammad Ali do, you know what I mean? Putting that elbow on a man's neck and just, you know, basically trying to drain him and zap energy out of him. But Willie Monroe in them rounds was landing punches, you know what I'm saying? But one other thing Willie Monroe doesn't do is throw punches in the clinch. There was numerous times it was in the clinch because this guy would hold. Even in round 1, Billy Joe Saunders caught Willie Monroe with a nice counter right, you know what I'm saying? And he would hold immediately, you know what I mean? So round 6 and 7, I thought Billy Joe would do his usual, start to gas out, you know what I'm saying? Willie Monroe looks more active. He's throwing more punches. He's even landing more punches, you know what I'm saying? And round 8, 9, and 10, this is where I had to go with the man, Billy Joe Saunders, you know what I'm saying? Billy Joe Saunders would have Willie Monroe on the ropes, you know what I'm saying? And even if he wasn't landing that many punches, he was just being the more aggressive fighter, you know what I mean? He was always beating Willie Monroe to the punch. And that was basically the story of this fight, you know what I mean? That was the order of the day for the man, Billy Joe Saunders, you know what I mean? He was the one committing as a pressure fighter, and he was beating this guy to the punch, and he even had faster hand speed than Willie Monroe, you know what I'm saying? But round 11 and 12, I definitely gave those rounds to I gave those rounds to Willie Monroe. You know, Willie Monroe, I thought, was trying to put the pressure on him, you know what I mean? But was it round 10? Round 10, he got caught with a beautiful left counter. Willie Monroe did by Billy Joe, and the uppercut, you know what I'm saying? And I couldn't give him them rounds 8, 9, and 10. And those are rounds where I would have thought Willie Monroe would have stepped on the gas and tried to take this guy into deep waters, you know what I mean? But those rounds I gave to Billy Joe, but the last 2 rounds, too little too late, but I did give the edge to Willie Monroe, you know what I mean? So overall, I had this fight 115, 113, 7 rounds to 5 in favor of Billy Joe Saunders, you know what I mean? And you know, there's no other way to see this fight. One judge had it very close. I think 114, 113. The other 2 judges had it very wide, 117, 111. All unanimous decision for Billy Joe Saunders, you know what I mean? But, you know, Willie Monroe, I even seen on Box Nation on the BT card, you know, they had a little segment where he was talking about all he's gone through and how his first loss to Donnell Boone, nobody believed in him. yeah, I'm sorry, his team believed in himself because he took that fight on short notice. They believed in him more than he believed in himself, you know what I mean? And basically that's the same feeling I had in this fight, you know, like, you know, I don't know if Willie Monroe believed in himself if he can win this fight, you know what I mean? So, you know, and you know, Billy Joe Saunders is a confident, cocky son of a gun, but you know, the man can fight, you know what I mean? These were two southpaws, and the better southpaw won, you know what I mean? B Marsh Boxing, leave your thoughts and comments. Let me know how you guys scored this fight, and let me know what y'all thought about this fight, man. I thought it was a good fight, technical fight as I expected. Two very similar guys, both southpaws, but Billy Joe Saunders won this fight. There's no two ways around it, you know what I mean? B Marsh Boxing, I'm out. Peace.